about Bill. I won't share them all. My favorite is how we met. The Lost Dutchman in Cedarburg. He was wearing his softball uniform and came over, and I had my purse on my shoulder, and he hung on my purse and started talking to me. Funny thing is, I watched him through the night, and he was doing that to all the women. I might have been his last choice. And for some reason, I gave that guy my phone number. And the rest is history.
Oxygen in the corner? That's it.
First time we met. Louder, by the way. I told him my name was Blanche.
And this is Bill, leaning on her purse, and I'm looking at it from the side going, who the heck is that old fart hitting on my girlfriend? Then she calls me 2 days later and says, I'm dating him. And she didn't even give him the right name. She told me she was Blanche. And then, no, we're not done. Then we go out the night before her wedding. We take her out, and we get shit-faced. We go back to Bill's apartment, but she forgot her key, so we're at the windows knocking on it. Finally, after half an hour, he throws open the curtains, and he's standing there in his glow-in-the-dark big boy whites. So we're laughing at him, so he goes and gets a robe and comes back to the window with the robe open and his big boy whites. And she married him anyway.
It's still your turn, and you're on the wrong side of the road.
Oh, come on, Bill. Remember the one night I was driving a snowmobile and you were passenger? You tapped me on the helmet to do what?
Shit, back when we were
Made it home
kids. These guys named the Wentz. Back when we were real little, Billy was a goody two-shoes. Huh? My younger brother, myself, and a friend that lived down the road. When we were 6 years old, we used to steal cigarettes from our parents. And we'd go out and smoke them. And we had to hide from Billy because he'd try to find us so he could tell my mother that what we were doing. But we were pretty sly and he usually never caught us. So.
You guys able with your wives here?
So I guess that's about it. I mean, I could think of more, but we'll leave it at that one.
Billy, how you doing? Hope you have fun here today. We're supposed to record something from the past days. And he's one of the better sheepshead players that I know, one of the better cup bowlers that I know. We didn't bring any police tape with us, so have a good time tonight. Thanks.
I can remember a trip to Florida with Hilgendorf for Concordia softball. Her, meaning his wife, and I, Carm and Billy, going down to an area where we stayed, and we enjoyed ourselves, had a couple of beers, and in the evening Billy decided he had to moon everybody outside, and the desk clerk got to see it. So that was quite the surprise. That was the highlight of the trip.
Thank you.
So I worked with Bill. First of all, I worked with him at Audit Troll. He never knew me there, thank God. But then I went to Envirex, and then Envirex bought Audit Troll. So actually, if I had more seniority than he had at work, which made me the boss of Bill, but that really didn't work out that way either because he was more intelligent than I was, better looking, you know, he's always there on time. He made me look like crap, actually. But then as the years went on, I was telling somebody earlier, he's a great worker, great family man, wonderful father, wonderful husband, I'd imagine, and just a great guy to be around. We play cards all the time and work, and it's just fun. He's just a great gentleman. And he mowers a lot, that's a good point. He does mower in Sheepshead.
Took my two sons with us to Sainer, and we shared a room with Billy that night. And the next morning, I asked the kids how they slept, and they said, we didn't sleep at all. Bill snored so loud that it kept us up all night. So that's what they remember about Billy.
There's Billy's story.
We'd be going out like on a Friday or a Saturday night, and Bill listen to Bill. You going along? No, I gotta stay home and study.
That's it.
Okay, I started interacting with Bill pretty late in his career as part of the big team, and he and I share a character defect. We are both realists, and I really just enjoyed watching Bill in the meetings. He would always tell it exactly the way it was, sometimes to the consternation of most of the higher-ups, a tradition that I have carried on since he left. And I really enjoyed his ability to tell it the way it was, and that's something that we don't have enough of there, and I just try to put in his share plus mine.
Story about Bill is when Hilgy had her graduation, and we were playing beer pong with all the college kids, I think, maybe?
You don't have to say anything on this
and the uniponger came up and he beat everybody. He had this stood up like anyways, it was hilarious. The uniponger.
I'm worried I might be the reason for Bill dropping softball in Cedarburg. He was having a rough year or two where balls were hitting him in the shins. As we get older, we get hit by them. And one night, first or second inning, he gets nailed in the shin again. And he's just recovering from a bruise. So I said, I was playing second base. I said, Bill, I'll trade you if you want me to. He says, yeah, why don't you do that? I'll go to second, you pitch. So first batter I pitched, line drive to left field. The guy rounds first, racing for second. My son Randy happened to be playing left field. He's a pitcher, he throws pretty hard. He fired in the second. Bill's trying to make this great play, catch and tag at the same time, pull the glove down too fast. Boom! Smacked him in the face. Went to the hospital. Get broken this bone here, the orbital bone. But showing the type guy Bill is, hour and a half later, we were still there drinking beer. He came and drank beer with us for an hour after that. So, true team player.
Okay, we first met Bill and Cindy when our kids were playing softball and baseball together. We had so many great times, from trips to Florida, trips to Disney, trips up north, millions of nights of cards, and pontoon rides where we had lots of cocktails. But our favorite story was the 4th of July up north where it rained way too much, so all we could do is have fun in our neighbor's basement bar. Billy was the king of the pong table, or the beer pong table, but he kept mooning everyone. He was having lots of fun. We forgot to have dinner, and we all were in bed by 10 o'clock. Later in the night...
Not together, Lynn. Not
together, that's right, not together, in separate rooms. And Lisa had a friend up north, so she was out on our couch. It's a very small cottage. And we could hear Billy had to get up to go to the bathroom. So we hear Cindy trying to get him into the bathroom, and the first thing we hear is, Billy, where are your shorts? So he's hitting the walls and mumbling around. Then we hear him go in the bathroom, and she goes, that's not the toilet. So we laugh as we hear that's not the toilet. And she's like, Billy, be quiet, everyone's sleeping, and Lisa's here with her friend. And she almost has him back into the bedroom, and he turns the corner into the living room, puts his arms up in the air and yells, Happy 4th of July, Lisa! Lisa was never quite the same. But we've loved every minute of all of our good times with Billy and are looking forward to lots more.
Westward Ho!
What year did you organize that?
You went through great things. You personally organized that race.
No, I didn't. Actually, it was your doing.
Well, I think it was actually organized back in '95 by Stu Haney and Rod Wilterton and probably
Bill. I think Bill was in.
I think that was Bill. But I think the reason they really got together and told me afterwards because they were looking for a group to run. And that's why they let you and me in, so then we could play sheets.
I seem to remember that. I have some foggy memories of it. And Bill was right there. He was right with us.
Manhattans and all.
Yep.
And we needed 5 to play sheet set. I know that was one of the major reasons that us sharing their playing games.
Andy, are you drinking my
A
beer?
lot of good years with Bill and everybody. That's
and we appreciate him. We appreciate that he let us in his group.
Yeah.
That's.
And I'd really like to thank him for all the hell I've gone through since then, of being involved in girls' fast pitch since '97 through today.
And I'm glad I didn't. Thank you, Bill.
Thanks.
Hey Bill, my name's Wayne. I've known Bill for a little while. I'm not one of the old cronies like some of these other guys here, but I met Bill through his brother Bob and some other guys, and for the time I've known Bill, he's been a great guy. A lot of fun times together. Been a blast watching him chew Bobby out at Sheepset, and I've golfed with him in the GMO a few times, and Bill, not a great golfer, but just a hell of a guy to be around, and it's been a pleasure, being a friend of Bill's, and appreciate him letting me in the group and everything, and I wish him all the best.
Bill, the best story I have right now is going to the house, and you said, I'm going to show you Pumpkin's room. Yes, we went up to her room. Yes, you were. You were in tears because of the mountains of clothes all in each of the room. And whatever. But the best one is when we played out in Jackson that you and I would smoke our cigars. Loved it.
Well, this is Pumpkin. That's how I know her. We don't call her anything but Pumpkin, and I don't even think I would know her name. Because her dad would always say, Pumpkin, Pumpkin. And she's Pumpkin.
That's all we got. Oh!
Yeah. Excellent. Very good.
I can't
working down there? Didn't work down there.
I met Billy through John because Billy and John are brothers. Well, when I first saw Billy from a distance, he had cigarettes rolled up in his sleeve. I'd never seen anybody with cigarettes rolled up in their sleeves, except like on happy days. So I thought Billy
It's not a negative. Whenever we have a reunion.
What that all meant. But then when I got to know Billy, and I had a one-on-one conversation, which wasn't very long after I saw the cigarettes in his sleeve, I just thought, he's precious, he's wonderful, he's stupendous, and he's just one of the marauders.
I got a bunch of stories I could tell, but the one that he's going to remember the most.
I don't know, but he said,
we got a trip to Las Vegas.
I'll go next.
For 4 days, we're all congregating to get back to the airport, kind of in a rush, and we all look at our watches, and we got about an hour to get back to the airport, and we all look at each other like we got still time to gamble. So we're sitting at a crap table.
Oh, really?
I got the dice. Now,
Don't say craps.
if you know anything about craps, if you roll, which I did, and Billy is betting on me. I'm betting, Billy's betting, he's down to his last $100, I think. So I proceed to roll a 2, a 3, and a 12, all in a row. Now, if you're a crap player, you know that's really bad. And you lose all your money probably, which he did. And to this day, he calls me crap hat. I love you, Billy. That's the best story. I could sit here all day, but I love you, and I think I owe you $200.
Oh, Billy, you're a piece of work, and we do love you.
My story is about Billy is you should never have that many Manhattans before going out to dinner. We took him out to dinner to the Linen Inn, and I think he had about 5 Manhattans, and it was quite an experience going out to dinner with him. And to tell you the truth, all during dinner, all we did was kept saying, "Shh, Billy, shh."
Oh, he kept saying, "Go Skywalker."
So the moral of the story is just let them have 1 or 2 Manhattans before going out to dinner.
Thank you for letting us spend our weekends at the house and deal with all of our stuff that we go through.
Yes, we appreciate you adopting us as your weekend children. And Hilgendorf, we had a lot of good softball memories. I was trying to remember some good stuff, but I think there's just too many to recall. So Hilgi said, best scorekeeper ever, which I definitely agree.
Knockout for sure. Thank you.
What we remember, all I remember is the when Bill was teaching Angie to pitch, how stubborn she was and how angry Bill would get, and he'd have to bite his tongue all the time when Angie would argue with him. And, but I had a daughter, the same thing, so we got to know each other pretty good.
Yeah, being parents of a pitcher, it's not easy. So
nope.
No.
So,
but those are good memories.
Yeah, we enjoyed all the time together, and we're going to have a lot more. So,
yeah, more looking forward to today. It's fun to.
Yep. We haven't seen Bill in a long time.
No.
Good to be here.
So.
Hey, Bill!
You want to play cards, you better start playing at 7 o'clock.
I can't think of any one hilarious thing from the story, but we can't ever remember a bad time. But you and Cindy always had good times. For that, we're so grateful for the token. Thanks.
And I appreciate all the help you did during your softball days with the coaches, the girls in the summer league.
One night you bowled.
3 times I
kept the wild under control and helped me out with the girls. So
I've been here 12.
Appreciate everything.
6 times you're never here.
Okay, Billy, there's a couple of things I forgot to say. First of all, I had to mention your intense love of our dogs. I know how much you love them and it's hard to show, but I appreciate that. Secondly, I have to mention how much I know you like when we play cards, and actually how patient you are with us when we all talk way too much, but I know that you appreciate it because I'm Cindy's sister, separated by birth parents. And thirdly, I wanted to say how neat it is that you love your family so much and your wife, and you rock.
And for some reason, I gave that guy my phone number. And the rest is history. Yeah.